Oh, wow. It's weird how things work, isn't it? Weird. Ah. Now, Errol Spence. Errol Spence Jr. What's up, Mr. Wesley? He's supposed to be the man now. He the man right here. And they yell, run it back. And everybody goes crazy. Even 78. 78. What went wrong? I'm like losing my mind over here. I remember I took a chick to see this movie. She wanted to watch it. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it. I'm like 78 and came up with it. And I'm like, what in the world going on over here? I said, I have got to get involved. They let the notifications work after midnight. Yeah, they sleep. The sabotagers are asleep now, so they let some of them float out. As you can see, all of them are not out. Well, one of the main problems that they suffered in this thing here is that I have a problem with is the fact that when Errol Spence, the fight was over and they had the post fight, he's sitting there talking about, oh, well, it's like this. I have to wait and see what happens here. And I'm looking, Danny Garcia. He talking all that Danny talk. We ain't never heard nothing about Danny Garcia even being close to an opponent before the fight. Soon as the fight is over, it's all this Danny Garcia talk. Where did this come from? Fox seemed to have known about it. Because the announcer, that's all she was cooking up, was some Danny Garcia's next. And that was her job. So the main problem that they had, I'm hating on Errol because he beat Brooke. I picked Errol to win the fight. I picked Errol to beat Mikey. I picked Errol to win this fight. I thought Errol would win this fight by at least 3-4 rounds and made it obvious that he won the fight, and he didn't. I scored the fight in front of the whole world, and he lost 114-113. He really lost the fight. If you think Errol Spence won 8 rounds in this damn fight, you was just rooting for him. There's no way Errol Spence won 8 rounds in this fight. Sorry about that one. Nah, 78 got it wrong. I ain't rooting against Errol. I mean, he beat Kell Brook when Kell Brook was weight drained. I can't really give him full credit for it, but it's not his fault. He showed up and did his job. But that fight, Kell Brook would have beat him. Had they went ahead and Kell was naturally at 147, Kell Brook was at 160 fighting Triple G. He had to come back down from middleweight, 2 weight classes back down to 47. He was advised, let's just skip this fight and go to 54. Have you noticed that was his last fight at 47? Activity don't mean you win a round. No, but connecting punches do. What you mean? Think we're just giving it to him just because he's active? No, he was landing the more telling shots of the fight. what we thought Errol would be doing, but Shawn was landing the more telling punches in the fight. If you gave Errol 8 rounds in this fight, you were pulling for Errol. There were some swing rounds in the fight, but it's like every close round you were giving it to Errol. That's how a moron can have a 116, 112 for Errol Spence. There's about 4 rounds in the early parts of the first 6 rounds where Shawn won rounds 2 through 5. Easy. Those rounds weren't even disputable to me. I went back and watched this fight about 4 times, and I can tell you, those rounds to me are inconclusive. He hurt Errol in the fight in the second round, and it carried on into the third, and it carried on into the fourth, and carried on into the fifth. All the doggone nut punching he was doing slowed down Shawn. Shawn had to get a second win and continue on, and only when Shawn was fatigued and was fighting like he was swimming, that's when his strategy was gone and he was just doing this. That's when Errol was able to sit back and counter and do all his punches because Shawn was there to be hit. And that's how he got the knockdown, because Shawn was giving up his head, sticking his chin all in the air. It was a good fight. Errol did good. He bit down, he stood in there, but he made the fight a knockout, drag out fight. Like he was saying in the post thing. He was like, man, you made this all your fights, you make them, a knockout, drag out fight. All your fights come down to the wire. I win easy. Well, this wasn't easy, Errol. And it's all because of mistakes you made. And you could tell when a fighter did not win. You could always tell. You know how you know? When a fighter know they didn't really win the fight, they got like 3 different excuses that came up after the fight. First is, I won at the post fight. Man, I won, man. I did what I had to do. I beat him. I beat him. It wasn't no dispute to me. I won. Man, it was that kind of confidence. Then the second day, what happened? Oh, well, I didn't train the way I wanted to. My training camp was like a weight loss camp. So I don't think that's the reason why I didn't look so good. I think I was a little stiff and I didn't do, because everybody's like, dude, you lost. So it wasn't just Carcino. Everybody's been saying that. Everybody been calling him a nut puncher. He throwing combinations to the balls. Everybody saw that. It wasn't me. The announcers are saying it on TV. Lennox Lewis can't see nothing, but he saw that. He hit him in the balls. That's another low blow. And I'm like, now Lennox don't see nothing, but he saw them low blows. I know them. That's the only way Shawn can get around from you, right? Is he just completely blow the person out like he did in 4 and 7. Those were the most decisive rounds he won. He won round 3 and he won round 2. So that's already 4 rounds in the bag. He won round 10. That was the last round I gave him. He got round 10, and you think he didn't do nothing else in the rest of the fight? Now look, that's about 5 rounds right there. I can count 2 through 6, like 2 through 5. I gave 6 to Errol. 7 was definitely Shawn. 8 I gave to 8 I gave to Errol. I think I got to go back and look at the paper because I threw it away. Yeah, the fight was close. 114, 113 for Shawn. In the closing rounds, Errol landed the better shots. From 10, 11, and 12, when the fatigue was setting in, Errol was able to land shots because Shawn was just standing there and he was slumped over because he was fatigued. He had took a lot of ball shots and he was tiring out at that point. If you think Shawn Porter only landed 4 power shots, did you see Errol Spence looking like the Elephant Man at the end of the fight? His jaw way over here. Yeah, man, I did great. My man was looking like Martin Lawrence. Have you seen a picture of Errol Spence since? No. Because you know by the next day, his whole face is like this, looking like Martin after Tommy Hearns got through working him out on Martin. Oh, they from headbutts. Yeah, right. This is one fight. Shawn didn't fight dirty. He didn't fight dirty at all. The dirty fighter was Errol. Errol the nut puncher Spence. Soon as he got hurt, he started punching in the balls. They were like, "What you doing?" "I'm crushing nuts, baby." Errol the nut puncher Spence Jr. That was he was throwing combination to the balls. Huh, huh, huh. The ref was like saying nothing, and he had to stop him. Like, dude, what the heck is wrong with you? Swelling didn't tell you who won. No, but it told me he threw more than 4 power shots, like this guy just said. Y'all are delusional. Don't forget to support the page. Hit the Cash App up. The name Carcino on the Cash App. Definitely do that, please. Whew, man, it was incredible. You know, I'm sitting there and I'm watching it and I'm just like in disbelief. I'm like, I just can't believe people would think that. Nah, it's no way. You mean the little scratch that they called a cut? That little bitty thing that was from a headbutt. Errol was headbutting him more than he was headbutting Errol. Errol got that big old comb dome. He coming in. No, it just looked cleaner because he's the more sharper puncher. But the person that did the most work and the better work was Shawn. Shawn was landing the effective punches early. His body shots were actually moving Errol, and he was cracking him in the head. Boom! He was landing some clean shots and was changing angles of the punches. That up jab, pop, 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 and came with the straight left down the pipe. I was, whoa! I didn't expect none of that from Shawn, and neither did Errol. See, a lot of you guys miss everything. I understand that some of you guys don't know boxing. You don't know what you're seeing. So you guys can't understand what's happening unless somebody's just completely getting dominated. That's the only way you guys can tell who's winning and losing a fight. And I understand that. I have definitely studied this a long time, and it's just second nature for me. So I can look at it and tell you exactly what's going on. Now, I saw a very competitive fight in there, and I could tell when someone's comfortable and not really that comfortable. Errol wasn't really that comfortable in the fight. It was at Shawn's pace. Shawn was dictating how the fight was going to be going. He dictated what he wanted to do in that little football spin move. Spin! Bip, 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 bip. You know, and Errol's supporters, they're just so blinded because they're so convinced he can't lose. That's all glove. I'm like, dude, he's hitting him in the face. Believe me, I was sitting right next to people. I'm like, dude, I picked Errol to win. And I can sit here and tell you he's getting hit. Now, if I picked him to win and I'm seeing he's getting hit in the face, I'm going to tell you he's getting hit in the face. You think I was going for Shawn Football Porter? No. Y'all would believe that I am the biggest Porter fan in the world right now. No, I'm giving credit to where it's due. Anybody know me could tell you I do not root for Shawn Porter. He's a great guy, but when it came to boxing ability, he earned the world's respect with what he did in this fight. And y'all try to minimize it by saying, oh man, he was headbutting. He was hitting nothing but glove. It wasn't effective. I'm like, how can people be this doggone delusional? Delusion, man, of grandeur. You people are unbelievable. That you would try just because you love Errol so much, it just minimizes Shawn, everything he did in that fight. Come on. Porter was whooping him. Believe me, Porter got more highlights in that fight than Shawn do. And than Errol do. And Errol got the knockdown on Shawn. Shawn won the most decisive rounds. All the rounds Errol won, you have to really watch it and say, well, I think Errol kind of won this one. Believe me, Errol knows this. That's why I'm going to tell you right now, because we 16 minutes in. No casual person going to listen to this for 16 minutes. Only real people going to listen to it for 16 minutes. So that's why I give it to you guys who's in the live chat right now. You guys are going to find out why he called out Shawn Porter today. Because Shawn Porter called him out on the podium. And you know what he was calling out? Danny Garcia. Yo, man, I'm looking at Danny Garcia and possibly the winner of Manny Pacquiao next. He wasn't thinking about, I already beat him. I already beat Shawn. And he was like, rematch. Now you got to go and do something else, man. I already did that. Now, all of a sudden, he talking about, let's run it back. What happened on Tuesday? It was the first then. It's the second now. But on October the 1st of the month, what happened from then to that night? You weren't saying, let's run it back Sunday. Why Monday? What changed? Huh? What happened with all the Danny Garcia talk? Do you know why? Because when they sat down and they started talking about making the fight happen and they want to do this big thing in Dallas, and Danny Garcia was like, hey, man, let's do it in a neutral area. Let's do it in like the Barclay or something. Or let's go back to Vegas. Why are we going to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium? We need to have this at a neutral setting. And they was like, no, we want it to be neutral. We don't want it in Dallas. And then Errol was like, look, if y'all don't want it in Dallas, y'all don't have to fight. We can run it back with Shawn and we'll do it in Dallas with Shawn. That's where the money's at. So this is just a negotiation ploy with Danny Garcia. So he's telling Shawn, yo, Shawn, let's run it back. Like we're skipping over Danny. Danny don't want the fight. Oh, Shawn, come on, let's run it back. This a dog and pony show. He wants to fight Danny Garcia because he knows Danny's a small 140 fighter coming to 147. He's a big 147. It's another little small guy for Errol Spence. That's what he wants. He ain't fooling nobody over here. You ain't fooling me, John. You beat one Garcia, you want another one. You want to eat off another Garcia. You don't want no more of that junkyard dog that was all on you. That got your ribs hurting and got your face all swollen up, looking like Martin. You don't want no more of that. That's too much for you. Couldn't handle that JYD. That junkyard dog was on you. See, you got to know how to handle those type of fights. And if you ain't mentally strong enough to handle it, you're not going to survive. And that's what was happening to him. He was panicking at first. Couldn't get set. Blamed it on his weight training. Oh, I was a little bit overweight. It was a weight loss camp. I really came in a little too big. That's you. That's your lack of discipline because you hanging out with them no good Charlos and thinking you a rapper. Are you a rapper or a fighter, Errol? You changed. Once you got that money and all that success and that fame start going in your head, you change. Now you getting tattoos and all this other goofy stuff. You're changing. And that's how you start losing. It's simple over here. No, the junkyard dog, right? He did. He caught him on the chin. His glove touched the canvas. Okay. Adrian Broner really dropped him with a left hook in the last round. Remember that? Caught him flush. Dropped him. Here, his glove just touched the canvas. He was buzzed. But what did he do after that? Shawn was back on him. But at that time, all the nut punching and took all his energy. So don't worry. It was a close fight. 114, 113. It was the great fight, best fight of the year. I want him to run it back. Run it back. Let's see if you're a man of your word, Errol. You called it out on your page. Now you better run it back. Because if you fight Danny Garcia, you ain't heard the last from me. You ain't heard the last from me, Errol. And you know why you ain't showing your face? Do you know why? Because your face look like that, buddy. That's what you're looking like right now. You sitting on your couch, talking about let's run it back, and that's what you looking like on the couch. That's Errol, y'all. Talking about he won. You think I really won that fight? Got a fight of the night face talking about some he only landed full power punches. Who was that guy in that chat room that said that? He probably you should go to bed right now. Shawn only landed 4 power punches. You lost, Errol. You lost. Close fight, but you lost. But PBC ain't gonna let you lose. We know that. Shawn couldn't win because they were not gonna let the odds get messed up. It was too big of odds. People were betting on Shawn. Shawn he was plus 900. Shawn was plus 900. So for every $100 you get 900 back. Shoot, they couldn't let Shawn Porter walk out of there with no victory. Are you kidding me? It was 7-5 Spence. No, it wasn't. I don't hate on Errol a lot. Just go back and check my fights out. I mean, my videos. Didn't I just do a video right before the fight saying Errol just sold this pay-per-view for me? I picked Errol. What are you people? I picked Errol to win this fight. Hello. Once again, I picked Errol to win. Did he win? In my opinion, no. I scored it without any bias. I watched it and I scored the fight. When I first saw it, I was like, that was either Shawn fight or a draw. So I was like, I got to go back and really score it. So I watched the fight again and made sure I scored right. And I'm like, do my tally, and it's 114 for Shawn, 113 for Errol. And I'm like, Errol fought this fight like an idiot. And now, ever since then, and y'all, no, he did great. I'm like, no, he didn't. And what did he tell you? Now his excuses starting to come out. You see, that's what happens. First, it was I won easy. I won this fight. It was no problem. Now here come the excuses. Well, I had a weight loss camp, and that's why I was a little sluggish. I ain't get off the way I wanted to. Oh, where was all that at when you made the fight? You was like, I'm in tip-top shape. Now all of a sudden you got excuses. But while Shawn Porter was dogging you, you were supposed to be the better boxer, and he was outboxing you at one point. I have no reason to hate Errol. We loved Errol as a fighter and everything else. I've seen Errol plenty of times. Errol has sparred against Floyd. Errol sparred in the gym. Everybody knows Errol. It's not a problem with just Errol. It's the problem with is that he's changed. His whole demeanor has changed. His ability, the thing when he fought Mikey Garcia, I'm like, man, go watch my post fight with Mikey Garcia. I picked Errol to whitewash him and stop him. And then when the fight happened, I'm like, man, he was making this fight harder than it needed to be in the first 3 rounds. That's the facts of the fight. I'm like, and that's why I said in my breakdown of the fight, I said Shawn's got to jump on him early because Errol's gonna take 2-3 rounds to get to learn what Shawn does and try to, get in his groove. You got to jump on him early. That's when you got to get Errol. And that's exactly what Shawn did. Shawn baited him, boxed him for a little bit, then threw him off, gave him a little change of angles, and he didn't know when Shawn was gonna punch or nothing. He didn't understand how Shawn was gonna come at him. And once he was confused, I said, oh, he's done. He was making errors in the ring that was causing him to be out of position and to get hurt. Just because you don't understand it, I could really point it out to you and show it to you factual by factual. They would flag it, but then you would understand it a lot better. You would understand it a lot better. And the reason why you would understand it a lot better is because of the fact that Errol Spence didn't use his legs like he should have in the fight. And he's trying to blame weight loss camp. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? Just like I say, that's on Kell Brook. I can't say Errol did his job. Whenever I talk about that fight, I'm not mad that Kell Brook lost. I was like, if he lose, that would be the case because he couldn't do what he normally does. He's fading because he's gassed out. And Errol's camp knew he was having trouble making weight. They went straight to the body from the opening bell, body shots. They know he killed himself to make 147, but it's cool. I was like, you know what? It's not Errol's fault. It happens. And now it just happened to him. He went through a weight loss camp and came into the ring. He got his eye socket broken in the fight because he was gassing out. He couldn't believe me. He couldn't pull the trigger no more. Believe me, I can't even discuss it with you. You just trying to make a narrative. He was weight drained, believe me. And now this happens. He don't call out Terrence Crawford, avoids Crawford, talking about Crawford need me more than I need him. You can't be called no best if you ain't trying to fight the best. In the end, Sugar Ray Leonard had to fight Tommy Hearns. It had to happen. He couldn't get away from that if he wanted to. It had to go down. So it went down. And he went down. I ain't letting nobody ride, man. If they ain't fighting who they supposed to be fighting, So if you gonna run it back with Shawn, cool. I'm with that. If he say he gonna do it, do it. Yeah, he was tired. He was fatigued. He couldn't do the things offensively that would have prevented that from even happening. So yeah, it wouldn't even been a fair fight. And he look what he did to Errol in the midst of all that. Errol was hurt about 2-3 times in that fight. Then what did he say? He was sluggish in that fight. Oh, I wasn't myself. I ain't trying to hear none of this. Y'all gave this guy a lot of flowers early. And now you starting to see. Errol got some dog in him. I give him credit for that. He bit down and he stayed in there and he fought back. But he made the fight harder than what it had to be, which made Shawn have a better chance of winning the fight. I saw he wasn't using his legs. And when he stopped using his legs. In the first 2 rounds, he was using his legs. He stopped using his legs. And when he stopped using his legs, he was standing so flat-footed as he normally been doing because he's been fighting nothing but stiffs that stand right in front of him and he could just do what he want to do. Now he had a guy that's wild and move around from side to side and switching angles. Flat foot Spence couldn't gauge or get out of the way. All he's good at is keeping his balance and making quick step offs and cutting off the ring. But as far as using his leg to fight back, to take the steps back, dip back, come in, turn, he wasn't using his footwork right. I'm trust me, I watch everything. You guys only seeing punches fly. I'm seeing all the things that he did wrong that let Shawn have this position over him and this power over him in the fight. Shawn dominated him early because Shawn was using his legs. Shawn was moving. He couldn't even get in range. The first 2 rounds, he tried to use his legs. He was stepping back. Shawn would come in, he would step back. Boom, use his legs. I was like, okay, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's trying, but he can't. He ain't got Shawn's rhythm yet. Shawn changed the angle again and started staying more on the outside and stand towards his jab hand, making him have to reach with his left. And once he did that, I saw what Shawn was doing. Shawn was baiting him to come in, just throwing a little pawing jab so that he would come in. And then when he does shoot and come in, boom, boom, Errol's, because he's a southpaw, Errol's got his liver and his kidneys. All this is exposed to Shawn. It's closer to him. So Shawn could just really dig in with a left hook. And he dug in real good. This is in the first 2 rounds of the fight. He dug in right here, right real quick. Boom! Then came up top with the hook. Boom! Boom! And that body shot hurt Errol so much it shocked him. And Errol dropped the elbow back down like, whoa! Your liver is only on one side. And it's on, and for southpaws, that's why it's very dangerous for them to fight body punchers because they expose their liver and put their liver out in front. The liver is the main thing to protect because if you get hit right on the liver, boom, God, the fight's over. And you putting your liver right in harm's way. That's why they try to take southpaw fighters and used to try to make them fight conventional, like Oscar De La Hoya. He's a lefty, southpaw. They taught him to fight as a conventional fighter. Miguel Cotto taught him to fight as a conventional fighter. He's left-handed to protect his body, protect that liver, keep them elbows in. You don't want to get caught in the body and go down because you got your liver exposed. Yep, Andre Ward, another one. So believe me, I'm not just talking just to be talking. I'm telling y'all, this is what really went down in that fight. I've seen enough of it to understand exactly what went on in this fight. And I know Errol don't want no more of that. Mm-mm. He That was Spence's game plan. That was a game plan. That was the game plan. That was a game plan. Yo, the game plan is I want to look like this at the end of the fight. Yeah, that's a good plan, man. Take all the punches he got so I can land a shot and hopefully he go down. Good strategy, man. Let's train for 5 weeks so we can do this. A game plan. It worked. Game plan. Oh man. Game plan. That's a good one, man. Oh man, you got my back hurt. Game plan. That was part of the plan. That was part of the plan. Oh man. Whew. Oh baby. Oh baby. Woo. Oh man. Oh baby. Y'all. Give me a minute. That was part of the plan. Oh man. Oh man, my back hurt. Okay, I feel better. Okay. Feel a little better now. So, all right. Y'all almost broke me down with that one. Game plan. Don't get me back laughing. Man, that was not part of the plan, bro. That plan went wrong. That plan went left. That was not supposed to happen. Listen to KOD. He's telling you exactly what happened. See, here's what Errol was supposed to do. And I think if they do rematch, that fight won't happen like that again for Errol. If they do rematch, because there's a lot of things he could have done that he didn't do. And I think he kind of figured it out. Like, I was kind of stupid. I was kind of stupid. I think had I moved around or just took a step back, use my jab, and not give him these free swinging shots early on, this would have preserved. I could have took him out in the later rounds. I would have saved my body some of that beating that I took. And that way, I would have been able to probably get him out of there. He probably could have stopped Shawn had he let Shawn burn himself out by taking steps back and let him swing. Don't let him hit you. Let him swing at some air for a while. Keep him with the jab for the first couple rounds. As soon as he get close, tie him up. Turn him. Sit back, use your distance, and start all over again. What you think Terrence Crawford gonna do? They're like, Terrence is scared. He wants no parts of Shawn Porter. Why would he want Shawn Porter? Porter just lost. in the record books. If Shawn Porter would have won, yeah, Terrence Crawford be like, okay, Shawn Porter, let's go. Terrence ain't gonna let Shawn Porter come in and do that to him. Bud ain't ready for Errol. Which Errol? The Errol that just showed up in the last fight? He ain't ready for that guy? Y'all better wake up. Errol is, like I told you guys, it's a video of me on the Laugh at First Sight, and we were doing the predictions to the fight and the breakdown. And what did I tell people about that fight? What did I say when it came to Terrence? I said Terrence beats him easy. It's not even going to be close. Won't be a close fight at all. Errol's too flat-footed. And you saw it in this fight. Cement feet all the way. Flat-footed. No way. Of course he ducking Bud. It's duck season, baby. And Errol is celebrating. Duck, 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 Danny Garcia. Everybody been hating on Danny Garcia all this time. Now watch when Errol fight him. He's gonna be the greatest thing on sliced paper. Man, what you talking about? Danny is a two-time champ. This is a good fight. I thought he gonna run it back with Shawn, man. You know they ain't want to do that. So, man, no, he gonna fight Danny Garcia, man. He beat Shawn. Man, I watch these. Man, I swear, these Errol Spence fans, they're incredible. They are incredible. Yeah, I would pick if Kell Brook was fighting at 147 consistently and didn't fight Triple G, he beats Errol. Beats him easy. That fight was, everything was there for him. He was hurting Errol through the fight. He just didn't have the gas. Believe me, if he fought Kell Brook at 154 pounds, Errol Spence will be eating soup right now. Now I give him that. He's a tough kid, but PBC know they got to protect him. So they're going to feed him enough small 140 fighters who made it up to welterweight, or some 130 fighters, some Mikey Garcias. He's going to get his whole soup and salad on Garcias and let him beat on them so everybody can say he's this big pay-per-view giant. He beat Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia. What next? He going to be fighting Robert Easter Jr.? Of course, Danny is tailor-made for Errol. Everything Errol loves to do, Danny is right there the opposite. And Danny is cool with me. Me and Danny Garcia is cool, but there's no way he can beat Errol Spence. Right. He had two good spars, one against Adrian Broner, one against Floyd. And they spun that to build his whole legacy up off sparring matches. Yep. And I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to hit the Cash App up so that way we can continuously do these videos. But if nobody's going to donate to the page, then why am I going to come live? I'm just saying.